Someone asked me to make this video in English, which I considered doing, and the suggestion acted as a welcome endorsement. I'm in my living room and my window is open, so you can hear what happens outside. I'm not going to go into details, but there are tactical reasons why one might hear military equipment in this area. But we're not hearing military equipment in this area, and I'd like to show you why. I woke up, and as soon as I woke up, there was a substitution value in my mind, and I quickly realized, with God's help, that it was part of Shalom, part of peace, and I began to write out what I saw in the piece. And as I was writing, I'll translate some of this to you with God's help, for those who don't read Hebrew. As I was writing it, I suddenly realized that there was quiet, and no, I didn't hear any planes, I didn't hear any tanks, I didn't hear anything. And I'll give you a few translations of what's written here. Here is the name Adonai, written actually with the letters Adonai, and that value is equal to the expression Hashalom Oneg, or Oneg Hashalom, which means the ecstasy of peace. And the word Besarchem, which means their flesh in the masculine, is Oneg, which is ecstasy. Absolute joy, a very, very, very high level of joy. Besarchen, which would be their flesh in the feminine plural, becomes Oneg Al, which is the absolute supreme joy. And it's the same thing as Bria, which is the creation. And it's also Oneg HaMalka, which means the joy of the queen. This is interesting. Shalom Besarchen, which would be the peace of their flesh in the feminine plural, becomes Nikud, which is punctuation, Hanaka, which is nursing a child, actually giving milk, and Naki, which is clean. And probably my favorite ones are the following. The word Etz is a tree, and its value is equal to the expression Shalom Balev, which is peace in the heart, or it could also be within the heart of peace. Mevaser Shalom can mean either is the messenger of peace, and it's also from the flesh of peace, and that becomes Hadat, or Edata. Hadat is knowledge, and it's also her people. So now you have Etz Hadat, you have the tree of knowledge. So the tree is Shalom Balev, the peace in the heart, and now we see Hadat, which is knowledge, is Besar Shalom, from the flesh of peace. So talking about a heart which is completely flesh that has been made into peace. And then we have the expression Tov Vera, which is poorly translated as good and evil, and It is actually equal to the expression בשרכן שלום גשמי. Your flesh is physical peace, actualized peace. And it becomes בשרכן שלום שמחה. Your flesh is peace and joy. Peace, joy, the joy of peace. And this is what I was learning. And if you're noticing in the course of me explaining these things to you, it's very quiet outside. You don't hear any military equipment, do you? Those who learn peace, meditate on peace, go into the depths of peace, are surrounded by peace, even when it's wartime. This one I think is very important too. It says here, Shalom al kol basar, peace on all flesh. It becomes gufcha, which is your body, and it's also equal to David HaMelech, which is King David. Thank you for listening, and thank you for the suggestion to make this in English. Some of you might be interested in this too. We saw that בשרכן, which is their flesh in the female plural, is הבריאה, which is the creation. Here we have, here it is, כל הבריאה עונג, which is the entire creation is ecstasy, and together that expression is הישועה, which is the salvation. That's what it is. The actual salvation is their flesh being all joy, all peace. That is the correct understanding of it. Thank you for listening.